Hello, my name is Jennifer Kramer, principal of the Milton 4K program. Welcome families to the graduating class of 2035. That's right, you heard me, 2035. Woof! Our Milton 4K program is located at three schools within the Milton School District: Milton East, Milton West, and Harmony. We do not have a section out at Consolidated, as those students would be attending Milton West for their 4K experience. We determine which school your student will be attending by using what we call attendance boundaries. So for example, if you were to live within the Milton East attendance boundary, your student would then attend 4K at Milton East, trying to do what we can to keep your child with less transitions and staying in one school. One of the questions that comes up with 4K is, what if my child attends a daycare center outside of the attendance boundary for wraparound care? And we will work with you with transportation and what that looks like. Information about that is on our district website. And if you do have any questions in regards to transportation and what I'm talking about, feel free to give me a call here at Milton East. One of the questions that is asked by many families is, my child eligible for the Milton 4K program? Your child needs to be the age of 4 by September 1st of 2021. There's no early entrance. The other thing is we need your child to be potty trained. And I need you to understand that it's a play-based program. Attendance is very important, as there's a lot of social emotional learning that takes place in that 4K year. And just because your child is 4 years old doesn't mean you have to enroll them in 4K. For example, if your child is a young 4-year-old for their class, if you choose to keep your child home that year, that's okay. What we want from you is your child to attend 4K the year prior to attending kindergarten. You know, some people might ask themselves, I'm not quite sure if my 4K student is ready to go to 4K. And if you are asking yourself that, chances are you should hold them out for one more year. We don't like students to repeat 4K. There's more information in videos to follow on what you need for registration, as far as your proof of residency, birth certificate, the dates and times in which you can come to district office to turn that in. But again, my name is Jennifer Kramer, principal of the Milton 4K program. And if you ever have any questions, you can email me, kramerj@milton.k12.wi.us, or give me a call here at Milton East, and I'll do the best I can to help you out. 608-868-9380. Welcome to the School District of Milton.
Hi, my name's Dina Olson. I'm the Family Enrollment Coordinator for our district. I'm going to be talking to you about enrollment and registration. For those families who currently have a child attending in our district and would like to enroll a new child, please log into your Skyward Family Access account and click on New Student Enrollment. For those families who do not have a child currently attending with us, please go to our district website. Under the word district, you'll see a drop-down box and click on Online Enrollment. This will take you directly to our enrollment page, which will go over all the instructions you need to know on how to do enrollment into our district. During this process of enrollment, you are able to attach documentation like your child's immunization record. Please make sure that it's in PDF format. If you choose not to attach any documentation, just click the steps complete and move on. Once you've submitted your enrollment application, please stop at our district office with your child's birth certificate and any of the paperwork you did not attach. At that time, we'll also give you a welcome packet, which gives you lots of information about our district. For those families who do not reside in our district, there is an additional step that you'll need to complete. On the same page of the enrollment, under Resources at the very bottom, please click on DPI Open Enrollment Information. This is a link directly to the Wisconsin Public Instruction website, where you'll need to fill out the open enrollment application. This opens up February 1st, so please make sure that you do this step, otherwise your child's enrollment is incomplete. Lastly, I'd like to talk to you about registration. Towards the end of summer, you'll be notified when registration begins. At that time, you'll want to log into your Skyward Family Access account to complete registration for your child. This is done every year. During that process, you'll look over all the information we do have on file and make sure that it is still current. You can also pay your fees online if you'd like. If you choose not to, please stop at your child's school to take care of them there. Lastly, I'd like to let you know that I work year-round, so if you have any questions throughout this process, please feel free to reach out to me. I look forward to meeting you when you stop in for your welcome packet. Have a wonderful day.
Hello, kindergarten families. We are looking forward to welcoming your new little Red Hawk to kindergarten in the fall. And many of you might be wondering what the typical day is like as you transition your child to a full day of school. And your child will participate in many different activities throughout their school day. And although our day is full and busy, we focus a lot on fun and developmentally appropriate ways to learn. So some of the activities your child might do throughout their day include some class activities like morning meeting. We do some academic work like literacy skills. We have opportunities for recess throughout the day. We complete some math work. Of course, we have lunch every day. We do participate in a brief quiet time setting where your child can rest and just relax and gear up for the rest of the day. We do complete some writing activities. We have a daily snack and milk break, and we complete some related art activities such as music, phi ed, gym. We have some choice time activities where your child can pick an activity of their choosing. And we also complete some science and social studies activities. Some of the academic areas that your child will be working on include literacy, and we do many different activities to help build a foundation for reading. We practice letters, sounds, sight words, and create a genuine love of books. We have a dedicated block of time for math where we work on numbers and building a solid number sense, adding and subtracting. We also complete a daily writing time where we are working on telling stories, drawing stories, and eventually add some words to our stories. We do complete some science and social studies explorations as well. We spend a lot of our time building in some social emotional learning. Every day we complete a morning meeting to help build a classroom community. We complete some second step activities where we focus on feelings, recognizing and communicating feelings, being able to solve problems, and we're able to put those skills into practice during our daily recess and choice times in the classroom. We also have our related arts activities, art, music, physical education, and library skills. These activities are taught by the appropriate specialist. Again, we focus on developmentally appropriate practices throughout our school day. We spend time building confidence and supporting your child's independence. Our kindergarten Red Hawks explore, we work hard, have fun, and we have many different social experiences while we're building friendships. Can't wait to see your little Red Hawk in the fall.
Hello, my name is Brittany Coots. I'm the nurse with the Milton School District. I put together a short presentation about health services at Milton and things that you might want to know before your child starts school. A few topics we'll be talking about are immunizations, if your child has a medical condition, medications at school, communicable diseases, when to keep your child home from school, and just a little bit of information about COVID and what that looks like in the school setting. For immunizations, the law does require that all students have updated records on file, so we will need that information from you. I do believe it is part of the registration process. I can assist you in finding those records if you're having a difficult time. If you have chosen to waive immunizations for your child, whether it be religious, personal, or medical reasons, we'll need a waiver on file for that vaccine or vaccinations as well. Please do realize if it's a health-related reason that your child's not getting the immunization, that we'll need a physician's signature on that. So if your child has had a previous reaction to a vaccine, we'll need that extra signature from the doctor. If we do not have updated records for your child at school, you will receive letters from us just as a reminder that we need those updated. If your child has a medical condition that we need to be aware of, please reach out to me as soon as possible. I will help to write up a healthcare plan and relay that to anyone who needs to know in the school setting. So I'll give that plan to their teachers, the principal. If their school has a health aide located at that site, the health aide will be aware. Any health condition that you want us to know about. So obviously if they have diabetes, severe allergies, asthma, seizures, if they have a G-tube, even if we're not using it in the school setting, maybe if they have a heart condition, even if they're healthy and haven't had issues, maybe just that we're aware of any signs and symptoms to look for. So just to kind of go back to healthcare plans and talk about what that is a little bit. So if your student, say, has diabetes, then I'll be talking to you and your physician or your child's physician with your permission and talking about a very specific healthcare plan for your child. So, when we're supposed to do blood sugar checks, when your child's supposed to be getting insulin, how many carbs they're supposed to be having throughout the day, if they've got emergency meds such as glucagon, when to be giving that too. So just a very detailed plan of care. So then, I know the teacher knows exactly what to do in the event of emergency and just for their daily routine too. If it's something like an allergy, we got a lot of allergies to peanuts. It's pretty common. So we've accommodated students to have nut-free rooms. So their classroom will not be allowed to have any sort of snacks or any kids coming in with like peanut butter sandwiches, anything like that. We've accommodated too. So maybe if your child has that allergy, they'll sit at a table with friends with nut-free snacks. And there's really a wide range of things that we can do. So we can make a specific plan for your student and make those who need to know, make them aware of that. For medications, any medication that your child's going to be taking throughout the school day, whether it's over the counter, a prescription medication, or even emergency medication, they all need a permission form filled out. If it's over the counter, we'll just need a parent's signature on it, but you'll have to be specific as to what dosage you want given, how often your child can have it, and what it is to be given for. If it's a prescribed medication, we'll need your signature as a parent or guardian and the physician's signature as well. Emergency medications such as EpiPen or inhaler, those will need signatures as well. And all these medications, especially while your student's younger, will be kept in the main office. As they get older, maybe middle school, high school age, and they're able to administer these medications on their own, then they can carry them with them as long as it's not a controlled substance. That'll always have to stay in the office. Please note too, if even if they're older and do start carrying the EpiPen on them or inhaler if they have one, we'll just need to make sure we're aware of where it is. So if your child starts to have allergic reaction and they can't breathe, can't tell us that they have an inhaler or an EpiPen, we can, maybe have a note in their note somewhere saying it's located in the front pocket of their backpacks, and then we can go and grab that and help them get to it. For communicable diseases, if your child is diagnosed with something such as strep throat, pink eye, lice, please reach out to your school or myself too and let us know. We'll have to send home a letter to the rest of the class, just letting them know what was identified in the classroom. So then those parents can watch for signs of their child has it too. Just please be aware that we do keep, if it was your child who was diagnosed with it, we do keep that information confidential. So we won't say who the child is, give any details. If other parents call to ask about it, we'll simply say, yep, someone was identified in the classroom having pink eye. So just please watch out for your child, monitor their eyes, making sure that they're not having the same symptoms too. And then along with that, depending on what the diagnosis is, so if it's strep throat or pink eye, your child will have to be on antibiotics for 24 hours before they can return to school. And they'll also have to be fever-free for 24 hours and just make sure their symptoms are improving too. All right, and then when to keep your child home from school. So I'm going to talk about this, and we're going to pretend that it's a normal year, non-COVID year, and go over our normal guidance. And then we'll talk a little bit about COVID in the next slide. So if your child has a fever, vomiting, diarrhea, they'll need to stay home until they're symptom-free for 24 hours. Again, this is a normal year. If they just have, something like a stomach ache, cough, sore throat, headache, and it's just one symptom, it's not multiple ones, and they're able to participate, then they'll be okay to come to school. A rash, so this kind of will be a case-by-case basis, but if it's like a localized rash, so maybe they came into contact with something on their hand that irritated the area, it's just localized to that region, it's not spreading, they don't have any other symptoms with it, such as like a fever or body aches, chills, anything like that. Just let the school know before they come to school, and then we'll be aware that, yep, they got a little rash on their hand. It's healing up. It's because they came into contact with a laundry detergent that they, are sensitive to, then that should be fine. If they have a rash that's, especially generalized over the whole body area, they have other symptoms with it, then that probably is something to see or call your medical provider about and have them checked out. Because then we will need a note from your doctor saying that they're okay to return to school. Just make sure it's not something contagious that other students could get. All right, and then just talking a little bit about COVID. So I don't want to get into this too much because our next school year could be completely different from what it is now. We might have different guidance too, but currently we're still doing social distancing in each school. We're keeping desks 6 feet apart. We are requiring masks to be worn at all times, frequent washing of surfaces, washing hands, sanitizing hand, that kind of thing. Again, we're hopeful that next school year will look a little different. We do coincide with guidance from the CDC and the health department. We do, make slight changes if it, just with the school setting being a little bit different than out in the community. Sometimes we have to change things a little bit, but for the most part, we stick to their guidance pretty closely. And then right now we are asking that families let us know if their child's having any symptoms of COVID or any family members too, because if that child's exposed to COVID, then they could come to school potentially exposing others as well. I do help the health department keep track of those who, are positive with COVID, and, we work together just to make sure there's limited spread, if any, in the schools. We also do keep our Milton website up to date on what our guidance is. So you can find our current guidance there. And if we make any changes, that's how we communicate to families as well. We also have sent out emails to families and communicated that way as well. Then here's all my contact information for you. So again, my name is Brittany Coates. My normal hours are Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. My schedule does follow the school year, so any breaks that we have, I'm not normally working. You can always call me or email me, and I will try to respond to. I've got my email here, my work cell, that it might be the easiest to get a hold of me on. I do carry that around, especially when I'm not in my office. There are 7 different schools in this district, so I'm often bouncing around from one to the next. And then the fax number is for our high school, but my main office is located there. So if you have anything to fax to me, you can send it there and they will get it to me. Please reach out with any questions that you have, anything I need to clarify. Welcome to Milton.
Hello, I'm Michael Gostick, Nutrition Team Director here for the School District of Milton. All district families are set up with a family meal account when they enroll in the district. Your family meal account is used to make breakfast, lunch, and milk break purchases. You can add money through online payments or drop money off at all school locations. Milk break and breakfast in the morning are available to all 4K and kindergarten students. Lunch is currently only available to the kindergartners. Menus are uploaded onto the district website about 2 weeks before the next month begins. You can find them under the nutrition team link. This school year, the USDA has allowed every student to eat for free, but if students would have had to pay, the prices this year for breakfast would have been $1.50 and lunch $2.80. Milk break is currently sitting at 40 cents. These prices might change from year to year. As a reminder, you can make payments through Skyward Family Access. Just follow the directions which are out on the district website. If you have any questions on making a payment, please make sure to reach out to the nutrition department. Menus are written following the USDA guidelines for nutrition. We offer whole grain food items with many fruits and vegetable choices. We continue to add fresh veggie and fruit choice options to our menus. We follow offer versus serve, so your student does have the ability to decline menu items when they come through the lines. If your student has allergies, please make sure to reach out to the nursing department. The nursing department forwards these allergies on to us here in the nutrition team, and we make sure to get them onto our point of sale screens. You can also send a copy right to us if you'd like, and we will share that with the nursing department. If your student requires a special diet, such as gluten-free, please make sure to reach out to me to see if we can accommodate. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to me via email or phone. The nutrition team looks forward to serving your students' needs for the 21-22 school year.
Hello again, it's Mrs. Kramer. This time I'm here to talk to you about transportation. And so bear with me because it does get a little bit complicated. But basically, remember, we place your 4K student at their home school. Your home school is determined by your district residents. So for example, if you live within the attendance boundary of Milton East, your 4K student will be placed at Milton East. You qualify for transportation by two things. If you live more than 2 miles from Milton East, so you need to be 2 miles or more away from Milton East, you are eligible for transportation. The other way that you can be eligible for transportation is if you live in what they call a hazard zone. And how you can find that out is by calling the bus company, 868-4705. Okay, now here's where it gets a little tricky. If you look at these maps that are located on the district website, they're called daycare maps. And what you can see right here is that we have a list of daycares A through Q, and on the left side of the column there you see where you are looking at the Milton School District daycare map. On this document, you will see on the far left-hand side, there's a list of all daycare centers that have contacted us that are either daycare licensed or they have what they call an EIN number. You'll then see in the middle of this document, you'll see which attendance area or zone that these daycare centers are located. So for example, if we looked at the top one, Brownie's Child Care, that is located in the consolidated attendance area. But then if you move over to the far right-hand part of this document, you will see that we will provide transportation, or I should say the bus will go to both consolidated and west. So let's just put together a little scenario here. Let's pretend that your student is assigned to Milton West Elementary School and will attend 4K there because you live within the Milton West attendance area. And you want your child to go to Tammy's Tender Times. So if you look at this document down on H, you will see that Tammy's Tender Times is actually in the east zone, but if you go over to the far right-hand side of this document, you'll see that transportation is provided to both east and west. So the tricky part about this is that because you are crossing attendance zones, so meaning your student's assigned to west, but you want your student to get transportation over to Tammy's, which is in the East Zone, this document here says that, yep, we'll do it, but the stipulation is that you'll have to buy a seat. So that was a scenario, and it might be kind of confusing, but you can always call the bus company at 608-868-4705 if you want to find out which zone your daycare center is located in, or if you are eligible for transportation. The other thing I wanted to talk to you about regarding transportation is if your child is attending wraparound care outside of your assigned zone, and you want to change that, you have to fill out an annual student transfer request. And what that is a form that you say, yep, I live in the West Zone, but because of wraparound care, I want my child to attend Harmony. So for example, if you had a daycare center located within the Harmony attendance area, but you live in the West, you can fill out the annual student transfer request form and request to have your child attend 4K out at Harmony so that your child can be transported to the daycare center that's located within that attendance area. Again, I know this is confusing. I'm trying to give you a few different scenarios so that you'll have a baseline to work through. One last thing I want to mention about transportation is that all 4K through 6 students ride on the same bus in the mornings on the way into school. So if your child was in the AM section, they would ride the same bus as a 4K through 6th grade student. But then that midday route is where the flexibility comes in play, where we will transport outside of the attendance areas, looking at that column that's on that far right-hand side. And then the same thing is to be said about the end of the school day, except for the end of the school is 4K through 3rd grade students. If your child was in the PM section, they have the flexibility on the way in to school. Only students on that bus are 4K. And then at the end of the day, it's 4K through 3rd grade students that ride on that same bus.
Hi, my name is Carrie Kleba. I am the Communications and Safety Coordinator for the School District of Milton. The district wants our families and community to know that we are dedicated to keeping our families as up-to-date and informed as possible. As such, we ask that our families regularly check their contact information in Skyward to ensure that their preferred phone number and email addresses are up to date. In the event of a cancellation or school emergency, the district will send out mass text messages to our families using the numbers that we have on file in Skyward. These messages will quickly be followed up by an automated phone call to the preferred number on file in Skyward. Any cancellations, emergencies, or important messages and updates will also be communicated through our district's social media and district website. The School District of Milton actively posts on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. To follow us on these platforms, please search for School District of Milton, Wisconsin. Every other Friday, the district publishes a newsletter for families. This digital newsletter will include updates from school board meetings, any new district initiatives, messages from the superintendent, and notes of accomplishments from the student body. During the COVID-19 pandemic, the newsletter will also include an updated COVID-19 dashboard, as well as any new safety or mitigation strategies as they become available. To ensure your family receives this newsletter, please make sure you have included a valid, regularly checked email address in your contact information. For more information on district communication, please visit our district website at www.milton.k12.wi.us.